What's going on, beautiful people? It's your boy, Mr. Meyer, with the fire, here to take our vibe higher after we share the ideas. That's not how it goes, but we just flow. So, I'm here to tell you about Libra while we got about 5 more days of Libra season. I was about to hit the gym, and then I forgot that I haven't made the video yet. So, Libra is the 7th sign of the zodiac. And that makes Libra kind of mid. Libra is the middle of the zodiac, roughly speaking. You could talk about all the cardinal points, but I digress, man. This is about balance, man. With Libra being the 7th constellation in that wheel, being the middle of it, this is directly opposite the first sign, Aries, which talks about who we are, how we understand ourselves to be, or how the instincts really operate. So Libra talks about clarifying yourself in the world through the other, or understanding how the world outside of you is. This is about reflection. This is about mirroring. Libra is so beautiful. Shout out to the Libras. If you're a Libra, let me know in the comments. If you have a planet in Libra, let me know in the comments. Before you tell me I don't have any Libra in my chart, please look between Leo and, no, my bad, Virgo and Scorpio, and you're going to find Libra right smack dab in the middle, number 7. And if you want to understand how your Libra energy works in your natal chart, first of all, you're going to look to that constellation and see if you have any planets there that utilize this energy in your body. And then next, you're going to look at the 7th house of your chart, the one opposite your descendant. Okay? Your ascendant, I should say. Opposite your ascendant. And then you're going to look at the position of Venus. Because I'm going to throw a couple facts at you. Let me spit these out right quick, and then we can elaborate on what this means. Libra is a cardinal air sign ruled by Venus, and it's masculine in duplicity. And the symbol is the scales. The mantra for Libra is I balance, or I relate, or we are. We have about 3 mantras that mean roughly the same thing. By definition, balance is equal forces in opposite directions. And if you've ever used one of those traditional scales with the weigh boats, that's what it is. Basically, you're trying to use the relative weight of the objects to center these scales in one position to see that they're the same measurement. So Libra talks about balance, beauty, the aesthetics, the things that are pleasurable. But Venus has 2 homes, okay? And this is something interesting to think about. Libra is the masculine, idealistic side of Venus. Taurus, on the other hand, is going to be the feminine, materialistic side of Venus. So, with Libra being an air sign, dealing with the realm of thought, communication, and ideas, Libra is all about justice. It's all about truth. It's all about making things fair, relatable, understandable, right. Libra does govern morality. This world is beautiful, but it's also dangerous. It's also weird. It's also unorthodox and different. And you can't expect the unexpected, right? So Libra, or our descendant sign, or our 7th house energy, talks about the world that you live inside of and how this coexists with yourself. How do these 2 energies play together? To what extent are you projecting what you receive from the world? Okay? So, Venus has 2 functions for the most part. Valuing. And value comes through the needs that you have. When you meet your needs through a person, place, thing, or circumstance, you assign value to that thing because it fulfills something for you. So that's one purpose of Venus. This is more Taurus. And then the other purpose of Venus is to connect, is to relate, is to understand. This is the Libra part. Venus in your chart will show you how you relate to yourself. A lot of people don't actually understand this or know that about Venus, that this shows your relationship to yourself. We know that it governs how we connect to others, but how does that work, right? Think about it. So you can only meet another person as far as you've met yourself, okay? But the knowledge, the wisdom, and the experience that you accumulate and formulate about yourself can only be verified and validated as far as you extend it into the lives of others. Okay? In other words, we're about to take this shit deep. Take a deep breath. Whew. We can't solve or fix or even work on interpersonal karma by ourselves. We were talking about Virgo last month, right? Do you guys remember, if you saw the video when I was talking about, you really know you're in your Virgo energy if you feel like you need 24 more hours in the day in pure alone time. Virgo has it under control. Virgo is the sign of self-improvement. And at a certain point, our self-improvement has to be surrendered to the validation of other people to even understand whether or not we're making improvements or showing up in a way that's balanced or fair. Either way it goes, you can't escape people in this life. You came from people. So that's another thing to consider, is that relationships are how evolution begins in a lot of ways as a human. Evolution is a constant process, I should say, but when you've already taken control of your physical 6th house and 3rd house, aka your immediate environment, how you spend time throughout your day, when you've got yourself figured out and you're living, thriving, or just existing mentally, emotionally, physically, and you found a process, has growth stopped? Probably in some way, shape, or form. We share the world together. Libra is about we, right? And the beauty that comes with being partnered and connected. Libra is about love, guys. Venus rules this sign. But you got to remember this is air. So on my soul, love is about truth, okay? And you guys will hear me shout this to the day I die and reincarnate in a new fucking body. Wherever that happens to be. Love is about truth. We have to love and trust ourselves so we even have the chance to begin to love and trust another. You can't give what you don't have, and we knew this from Taurus. You have to have it to give it. Libra talks about the mental part of connecting and validating your needs. You have to feel worthy and deserving of your desires, lest you want to try to possess this thing externally, unconsciously, or project these insecurities on other people. You know, we got to ask ourselves again, guys, to what extent am I projecting what I'm receiving from the world? The answer is probably to a really high degree, quite honestly. So Libra talks about honesty, talks about truth, being impeccable with your word, because if you can't be honest to yourself, you don't give others the chance to see you for who you truly are. And even worse, if you can't be honest to yourself, you reject the messages and the lessons that the world tries to convey to you. So a really beautiful thing about Libra is that Saturn exalts in the sign of Libra. So when you want to understand this archetype, you need to understand that this is about boundaries. Libra is really about defining your space and understanding rejection, when to say no, what not to tolerate. The worst part about Libra, take it from a Libra moon, is that the desire to feel connected to, related to, or liked, or appreciated, or valued can sometimes supersede one's choice of exemplifying their truth. Some people take rejection very personally, take that shit to heart. They also take success to the head. It's the same energy. So the message here, guys, is when you know your truth and you take the time to fulfill your own needs and really use Venus for what it's meant to do, pour the love and the gratitude and acceptance and relate to yourself in the way that you need to be acknowledged, you won't feel the need to seek these things outside. Because whether you believe this or not, if you forget everything in this whole video, remember the fact that you innately are capable of providing yourself all that you require. All that you require. This is where it gets a little convoluted, because Venus in your chart is how you generate energy. So your Venus sign, house, aspects, this will show you how to tap into meeting your needs, aka the ruler of Taurus, Libra. But you need to consider the fact that Mars is going to represent your fundamental assertions and your instincts. And there's an inherent polarity between Libra, Aries. So this is fucked up, man. But at the same time, it's so beautiful. You know, when you understand how these two planets are configured in your chart, it gets so beautiful. But when it's not connected or you don't understand it, this is when you start denying yourself the things that you actually desire. You reject the things that you're building up or the things that you actually want because you might not be sure of what it is, or maybe internally you haven't conjured up the feeling that's required to possess and keep that thing, you know? So look at your Mars too, because Mars falls in the sign of Libra. And it's really beautiful to have Mars in Libra, quite honestly, or Mars in the 7th house. But you just got to keep in mind that that puts your intentions on what's relatable or what other people will like, or you filter your choices by how others would understand it. And sometimes that's going to come to a detrimental situation where, you know, you might people please others and then sacrifice your own pleasure. You know, another thing to consider with Libra energy is that conflict delayed is conflict multiplied. And the word again is honesty. Speak now or forever hold your peace, right? That's what they say. But if you aren't at peace, you have to speak up. The Libra energy is really good at seeing injustice in all its shapes and forms. But sometimes because of the fear of confrontation or the deep need to be liked and validated, sometimes rather than confronting injustice, injustice is just dealt with by the Libra people. And that's not fair to you or the other people. Food for thought, man. Libra is about truth. Libra is about beauty. Libra is about the aesthetics. Libra is about pleasantry, pleasing, pleasure, on more of an idealistic way. So with Saturn exalting here, we can talk about the need for boundaries, the need for safety, the desire not to harm other people by understanding your own needs and not projecting your unresolved issues on other people. That's as Libra as it gets. However, any exalted placement can kind of overdo itself a little bit. So you got to think about, again, the energy of insecurity, the fundamental square between Libra and Aries, where this world is inherently dangerous. There are certain things that we would love to avoid. Every one of us has suffered already, but we found a lot of love and beauty. So we need to structure our life idealistically, but also realistically and practically to build a more beautiful reality for all of us to coexist in, right? Yes or no? So basically, you have to do your due diligence with the Libra energy to ensure that you are not overbuilding your boundaries too, with the exalted position of Saturn. It's very important for us to live, love, and trust, but sometimes, you know, in the pursuit of understanding how much you project into the world, you got to consider how desires are connected with fears, and whether you suppress your own fears out of a feeling of inadequacy, or if you don't trust yourself enough and feel like your desires would consume you. Because anything that gets suppressed will become distorted and maladjusted through your actions. So I'm trying to convey a message, so I'm going to give it as an affirmation. And I just want you to vibrate this feeling inside of your body, and that will convey the message itself. But I love and I trust myself unconditionally, and I love and accept all of my desires. I'm in full control of my mind at all times. I feel safe and deserving of my love and the love of others. It's that energy. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching the video. I had to do this in the car today because I didn't want the audio fucked up on the last one. So thank you guys so much for bearing with me on that last moon update. I know the message was raw, but the audio was not. Well, it was kind of raw, but that's not what we want. We want the audio to be crisp and clean and concise and nice. And happy Mercury Day to you guys, man. Shout out to you. I love you. Pay attention to your Venus, and then make sure that you're taking that fountain, that holy grail, and just drinking that shit up, man. A lot of you guys need to be reminded that you pour your whole heart and soul out for the whole entire world. Forget to take a sip off your cup, man. That's not right. So you owe it to yourself to do that and smash that like button. Leave me a comment. Do the things. I'm working on a more consistent schedule. So the way it seems like it's working on the TikTok lives, that's like Monday, Wednesday, Friday for readings, Sunday for Reiki, okay? And then intermittently you can tune in throughout the days, the weeks, see the TikTok content. And you guys can leave me comments as far as what you want to see as well on this channel, because my intention is also to do at least a video a week on YouTube. And with the way the month works, you know, 2 of those videos out of the month is going to be the new and the full moon. And then if we talk about a sun sign or one constellation, it's like we got to kind of expand some things. So I have a list that I'm already making, but I love to get you guys feedback so I know what you actually want to see, okay? Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your investment. The exchange of awareness is the most valuable exchange of currency. I cannot thank you guys enough for lending me your time and attention. Not just because I'm a Leo, not for my ego. No, seriously, it's priceless. So blessed be, blessed we. Pour that unconditional love into yourself so you can really give to others from a place of abundance and not a place of necessity. Ask for what you want. Don't try to get your needs met indirectly. It's another message there. So I'm about to get this shit, man. Let's go.